Diana Rossini, host of The Scoop, she is saying that there is a chance that Cooper Kupp has already been shopped by the Los Angeles Rams around the NFL. They are actually, the Los Angeles Rams that is, are willing allegedly to pay some of the 2024 salary cap to make a deal happen even more. They are seeking a second-round pick, says Diana Rossini, Mike Silver, and Jordan Rodriguez. Rodriguez. That's a massive ordeal.
Yeah.
Huge.
If you think about the Devontae Adams conversation, it just took place 2 weeks ago. If you think about the offseason with Brandon Ayuk conversation that happened, wide receiver market seemingly good for some teams who haven't made a move thus far, and maybe even teams that just debuted a brand new quarterback and they're taking more shots. As soon as this little scoop from Scoop City started dabbling around the internet world, there was one man in a cowboy hat that said, wait a minute, Cooper Kupp's going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Is that genuinely how you feel? And how many teams are looking at it that way, you think?
Well, yeah, it's genuinely how I feel because we were, involved in the other two wide receivers that were up for grabs potentially, you could say, this year, as in Devontae and then out in San Francisco. What?
Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
Refuse to name names. I respect it.
Well, yeah, I mean, he held us hostage for 3 months. So.
You sound like Antonio Pierce 1-7 when you're talking about Devontae.
But so there's no reason.
This guy held us up, he said.
There's no reason to think
out in
that
San
we
Fran.
wouldn't be involved in the Cooper Kupp and off stage. And Connor said to me, he's going to the Chiefs, and it's hard not to think that. But I'm ready to be hurt again.
Okay, so Chiefs will be looking for weapons. I assume they always are. Trade deadline, November 5th. That is what it is. November 5th is trade deadline day. November 5th, that is trade deadline day.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all that's happening that day.
And that night,
Get out and trade deadline.
That's right.
Yep.
get out and trade, baby.
That's right. And the day after, the only conversation is going to be about the trade deadline.
Yes.
And we didn't get this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Come
Or,
on.
We didn't get this cheerleader gal.
geez,
I wanted her.
geez.
I wanted him.
That's going to be the conversation. Trade deadline, November 5th. Obviously, everybody knows that. Cooper Kupp being available is a big deal. He's still a player, still a baller right now?
Yeah, still a baller. The biggest thing with Cooper Kupp has been healthy.
Yeah.
Staying on the field. That's been kind of the thing throughout his career. Obviously, he does a lot of the dirty work, does a lot of inline blocking, a lot across the middle, takes a lot of shots. So, obviously, in this game, as you get older, it's harder to stay healthy. But when he is healthy, he's dynamic.
What is the name of the podcast? Nine Dime?
Yeah,
Nine and dime.
Is that over?
It'll never
Sounds
be over
like
with
it.
those two.
That was Stafford and Cooper Kupp. Remember, two quarterbacks on the field. They seem to see the field the same exact way, which is why Cooper Kupp had such a prolific start to his career. Nobody knew about this guy. Comes out of nowhere. Him and Stafford light up the entire world. Win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Now he's available to go elsewhere.
Yeah, Chiefs. Feels like the Chiefs.
$9 million is what he's owed the rest of this season, I believe. Now, if the report's true, Rams are willing to take on some of that, and then he's basically $20 million the next 2 years. So that's not.
Yeah, that's Chiefs written all over.
Second round pick, though. Weren't they saying that was too high for Devontae? Like, nobody was going to give that up?
And then it ended up being a third round
yeah.
conditional second round pick.
What do we think here?
So
What if you're Chiefs, you're a good team, you're drafting at the end of the second? What if does that change anything?
yeah, and if
I think it would be a good move for the Chiefs. Once again, it's about if he's healthy, him with Patrick Mahomes, that'll open things up more for Worthy and Hardman and the speed guys. If he can work that middle, him and Travis Kelce work.
Is Hollywood coming back this year?
think about how many
I think he's done for the year.
think about how many other quarterbacks think to themselves, must be nice to be a Chiefs quarterback. Right? You got Andy Reid drawing up plays. His record off of a bye week, insane. Last week they didn't even really play offensive football. They still win the game somehow. And Andy Reid's going to get credit because he's the head coach, as he should. But it's like they are very aggressive in making moves. They are very much so, hey, let's win now and forever. It's like the way they go about doing their business is the way I think every fan of every other team would wish their team would operate. It's like, we got our quarterback locked in for a long term. Yeah. Doesn't feel disrespected at all. Nope. Okay. Works his ass off. Yeah. Okay. We got the most popular tight end in the history of tight ends. Superstar. Is he one of the GOATs? Yeah. Okay. Let's keep him. Let's keep our Spags defensive coordinator, our entire culture there. Let's add weapons. Let's get better here. Let's have a quarterback who, even if he's having his worst start that he's ever had. I think he's had this many picks this far into a season, but that year he had 18 touchdown throws instead of like 5 or 6 this year versus. So this is like the worst start he's ever had. And it's like, still we believe. Let's add more weapons. It's not you, it's us. We need to do this. It's like the way Veach operates over there, the way Reed operates over there. For Patrick Mahomes, who's obviously dog, one-of-one talent in this entire thing, even though his stats aren't saying that this year. And I think you could dig into that even more for some other years. It's like that organization wants to win. And the fact that we all just go, oh, the Chiefs are going to get this guy, the Chiefs are going to get that guy, is an indictment. I don't know if you're allowed to say that in a good fashion, but it is of how they've operated over there. It's like, of course, they're going to try to get the best player available at a position that they already have. Like, that is Chiefs football. It must be so good to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan, AJ.
Well, they want to be there. Think about it. If you're Cooper Kupp, yeah, I'm sure he has ties. He loves where he's at, but he's like, hey, if they're going to trade me, absolutely send me to KC. Let's go get another ring. Like, why? And he's a guy, Cooper Kupp's a guy, too, you don't have to worry about. He's never had a history of coming in and being an issue and, saying I'm not getting enough targets, anything like that. He seems to be able to do all the little dirty work and seems like a no-brainer, actually.
They say he's a quarterback at wide receiver, so you'd assume he'd be able to pick up the offense relatively quickly. You would just assume that he'd be able to do that. Now, he also, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but the way him and Stafford talk, he runs some of those Travis Kelce routes as well.
Yeah.
He's just finding the coverage. So if he's able to do that, Travis able to do that, Rasheed, what's Rasheed? Is he?
They're saying like
done.
playoffs maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't think he'll be here
I
regular
think he's
season.
probably going to end up being out for the season. Optimistic that if they make a deep playoff run, he'll be able to come back. But
So what Rasheed was able to do with the Rasheed routes that were becoming the Travis routes as well at the same time early, you think you'd be able to pick that up. But it sucks that it's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's been other teams in it. Like the Ravens were allegedly in it for Devontae. You would assume.
What about the Bucks?
You'd assume.
Yeah,
the
Bucs.
Bucs.
Buccaneers need a weapon.
And
Shit. What about the Jets? Jets, hey, you know what? Let's try him too. Let's try Cooper Kupp too. Let's bring in Cooper Kupp too.
Be sick.
Maybe that's what we need. Maybe that gets this whole thing going.
Maybe Ambassador Johnson.
Yeah.
It's like, we need one more. We need one more.
Another one.
Hassan Reddick coming back, they basically did just have another midseason trade.
Yeah.
Yep.
They've never seen him on the field.
I mean, we just talked to him. You can't rule out Bean and the Bills making another move. He said they're not done. If they bring in Cooper Kupp,
Bean never stops.
never.
That Bean is.
You can probably throw in Howie in that
I'm
too.
FaceTiming him.
Yeah.
I'm FaceTiming him.
He did
Always,
say they
always
don't have-
cooking.
Eagles
I don't know.
always-
I don't know if this is the right move journalistic wise. So I'm just I'm FaceTiming at Gio
Oh, yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
They
but
do
if he
it.
doesn't pick up, we know he's on the phone with the Rams.
Yeah.
We don't know that. That's what I'm saying.
He did
we
say they
do.
don't have any
We
cap
know it.
space, though.
That's what I'm saying.
They're paying him.
We're live. We are live. I'm live. I'm live. Hey, I'm live. Right
Just hung up on McVay.
Hey. So he said,
Holy shit! Wow.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
so obviously everything just went muted there.
Yep.
Just talked to source Sis at a general manager level around the NFL. They said normally or sometimes whenever it says the teams have been calling or it's being shopped or whatever, if it's a team calling thing, maybe it is from the team saying like, hey, we don't have anybody calling but is available, but inside the building don't want to deal with being the ones that are doing the shopping. So you never know. He said there's so many different ways that this could go. Could have been an agent saying, hey, teams are calling for Cooper Kupp. Not saying in this particular situation. He's just saying in general it is. But normally, anytime something is fed to a multiple sources like this, it is certainly a hey-o, how are you doing? Keep moving. Did not ask him if he's going to be the one calling them. I feel like that would have been a little bit too much.
Sure. Didn't have to.
Middle of the show.
Yeah.
But from his standpoint, the general manager that I just spoke to, maybe for Buffalo, it's like anytime this stuff gets out public, it is like, it is like a kind of like a, hey, yo, here we go. And you never know if a team is actually calling. You never know who you're bidding against. It's like a full thing. Shout out to the source, Sis, for answering that. But he's snooping around every time.
I mean, look, they were on Fox. You put it on the Y cam, and we all reacted exactly how you would have expected.
What you guys do?
Everything
Just
he
like,
said.
Holy shit! You got to be full. Wow.
He didn't. You guys.
What?
That was not what was happening.
Okay.
I respect you keeping the conversation between you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good journalistic standard.
Well, if they heard what we heard,
Yeah, we all know
people
that's
in
not what
Buffalo
he
be
said.
losing their fucking mind right now.
No, that is not.
Not just
that is
there.
not real with how cool he sounded. What are we even talking
Like
about?
switching Josh Allen for Matt Stafford, I didn't even think about it until he
Everybody said that. They did not. That did not happen. You guys are the worst. We can't do anything here.
Well, just
He's a good man.